Good afternoon. It is another edition of your favorite current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Erosa Agmonlaho. I must assure you that you are in to enjoy your 60 minutes with us today, because we'll be looking at a very topical issue, though it's mind-boggling because of the upsurge, not only in a particular state, across the country. We are actually looking at upsurge in ritual killings. You can put it in another way, upsurge in ritual killings for money. In other words, money ritual. Some persons call it Yahoo Plus. Not the regular Yahoo, but the Yahoo Plus. So many names for this very disturbing trend. And unfortunately, Nigerian youths are being accused. Some of Nigerian youths are being accused of being involved. But we're also having some very decent Nigerian youths, hardworking youths, very creative youths who are doing wonders with the internet, who are doing wonders, developing apps, doing, getting into creative works that earn good income. We're not talking about those good Nigerian youths. We're talking about those who have decided to indulge in vices. Well, I won't do the talking. I have very distinguished personalities with me again today. I have a communication strategist, a very renowned analyst, and also President, United in Democracy, is a pressure group in Edo State, Ambassador Andrew Egalo. Nice to have you today.
Thank you, Erosa.
Okay.
Thank you, viewers.
We also have with us a very highly respected clergyman and also a renowned analyst, Dr. Emeka Ekuga. Nice to have you today.
Thank you, Abalaho.
Okay.
Nigerians, we are together in it.
So, upsurge in ritual killings amongst youths is what we're actually focusing on today. Now, we have a talk show on independent radio every morning. And on that talk show, there was a caller from Ekpoma making a public appeal that the authorities should beam their searchlight to Ekpoma because of these allegations of Yahoo activities and, menace being recorded in Ekpoma. That was this morning. But if you read one of the dailies today, there was a feature write-up, and it has to do with Ogoja in a town in Cross River State under severe invasion by ritualists. That was the allegation. These are all allegations, really. And the reports are very disturbing. That to the extent, they said even cyclists have been banned operating at night because some of these ritualists are being accused, are alleged to be using cyclists in the night in Ogoja, not a town in the northern part of Cross River State. So, like I told you, it's a very disturbing trend in the country. And they are saying that it is also disturbing. You see a 16-year-old boy, driving a luxury car that worth 11 million and above. And they're asking this 16-year-old boy, if you look at the calculation, how many years did he spend in primary school, secondary school, university? Has he worked? Those kind of calculations. So Nigerians are really disturbed. Hence the topic today. We are going to start with Ambassador Andrew Egalo. He's an ambassador of peace, a well-traveled man. We really want your thought on this.
Thank you, Erosa. Before we go into the topic proper, I think we should define the concept ritual killing, so that viewers will know what we want to talk about.
Please, go ahead.
Ritual kill is defined is a situation where you kill a human being, removing sensitive parts of his or her body, maybe the eyes, private part, breast, and all that, to now use it to do charms that you purport that will make you rich, popular, and even cure your illness, which to me is all buhaha. It's a wrong mindset. It doesn't work like that. And if you look at it critically, why do youths involved in this dastardly act? Who gave them this idea? Who gave them this ideology that if you kill somebody, remove the private part or what have you, you become rich? Most times I ponder and I ask myself, now you kill somebody, remove sensitive parts, then how do you manipulate it overnight, and at the end of the day, next day, it will not be wrapped in bundle with CBN stamp, 500 or 1,000. You go and pick it up from there. How does it work? I was discussing with somebody the other day. I said, it baffles me to see these people that call themselves Yahoo boys, ritualists, that will kill for money. How does the money, the rituals translate into money the next day? He couldn't explain. He was telling me, bros, it's spiritual. What do you mean spiritual? It's only in this part of the world we see people don't want to work, but they want to use luxury cars. They want to live a flamboyant life. Imagine the other day, in Jos, a boy that is less than 20 years killed the girlfriend for rituals. And we discovered that the parents are educated. The father is a lecturer, the mother educated, and before now the boy was already using GLK. That is worth 14 million. Right in the eyes of the parents, you are coming home with a car of 14 million. Your father did not ask you where you got it from. And when the boy was not caught,
it was his father that actually handed him over to the police from the reports we got.
No, from what I read,
okay.
The parents went to inject that boy with madness injection so that they would now say he has psychiatric problem. My friend, read what is happening on the media. The parents had to inject him with madness injection to tell him
so many reports
that he has psychiatric problem. And before that, he was already using GLK. Just a few days ago, some teenagers between 15 and 16, they came into Benin they said they want to come and learn how to do Yahoo.
Yeah, that was also on the social media.
Yes. Okay, what is this Yahoo? What they call Yahoo? Internet fraud. My brother, if you want to do anything with the internet, you must be educated. So tell me how an illiterate person will want to work on the computers without knowing how to read and write. How do you communicate? They are ritualists. And I think now this thing is coming gradually. That was how kidnapping started. Now it is now part of our norms now. They've kidnapped your brother and go and pay now. We are now used to it. And this one has to do with life, youths that are supposed to be leaders of tomorrow. Is it because we procreate too much in Nigeria? So if you lose 2, we have 4 remaining. In the advance where they have 1 or 2. They take good care of their children. Who gave them that mindset to say if you kill somebody, you will not have money? Anybody that kills, you have blood on your hands, you will be restless for the rest of your life until you die yourself. Let me rest it at that.
So, but are you saying that it's a breakdown of family values that has led to this upsurge?
Seriously, governments and parenting and peer groups, especially parents. I'm a parent. I can't see my child or my daughter coming home with a Brazilian hair that I did not buy, and I won't ask you, how did you get it? I will ask the mother, did you give her money? And she can't explain. You shift.
What's the meaning of shift?
You leave the house. That is, you are not self-independent, because the hair you are carrying is over 100,000. I did not give you. So if you can put 100,000 hair in your head, then you can rent a place and stay on your own. Where are you rushing to? And you are not even married. Not that your husband bought it for you. This crazy about material wealth, this from our youth these days, is alarming. We have to kind of make them understand that you don't have to be in a rush. There's time for everything. If you start it well, you end well.
Thank you. Well, we have a clergyman, and He is a leader of the youths as well as the elderly. Dr. Emeka Ekuga is really disturbing. But before I allow you to make your comments, but let me just add to the definition. Let me add to the definition of ritual killings that we just heard. The sacrificial slaying of a human is sacrificial slaying of a human and offering of a human to a deity is actually regarded as ritual murder. Very disturbing. Well, Dr. Emeka?
Yes. I weep right inside me.
Okay.
When I was growing up, our parents helped us to mind the kind of films we watch.
Okay. Kind of movies now.
The movies. Then it was films, whether Indian film or action films. Once it is time to watch films, then, and you see where they carry gun and whatever, they will switch off the television and said, no, you don't need this. And the two things they make sure they involve us into: making sure we attend every activities in the church, and also being committed to our books. And by the grace of God, we grow up with it, and not only having the fear that our parents say, don't do this, don't go there. It has taken us far today where we are. I weep right inside my heart when we talk about upsurge in ritual killings among youths in particular. And those days, who are you to stand on the road and see somebody carry, corpse? You know, they carry it on the head and they move around before they get to where the person will be lowered to the mother earth. You will not be, fear will not allow you to stand on the road and watch. But today, what are we seeing? We call it computer age. But this is not issue of computer age. The truth of the matter is that parents of today has failed our generation. The government has contributed to the menace, to the evil of what is happening today. Now, friends has also contributed. Show me your friend, I will tell you whom you are. And not only that, I also want to say that it's quite unfortunate that today the youths have taken it upon themselves not to allow themselves to be useful, but only to become a thorn in the flesh of many. Many lives has gone, many homes have shed tears, just like what Ambassador Andrew said a few seconds ago.
Yeah.
I saw the case of the 3 little children on social media. They are below 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody told me yesterday they are just they have a little body. I said it's not true. And as much as I can see well, those are children.
Yes.
They want to learn Yahoo. From where did they get this? The one that happened in Osun State, where about 4 of them, one escaped, and the 3 was apprehended with intelligent gathering, and they killed, the 3 of them killed a girlfriend of one. And they cooked the head on a pot. I suppose either you must have seen it on news or also on social media. And they asked one of them, he said, they got the idea from first book. Why first book? If you saw those days when we were growing up, you discover that when we talk about rituals, if you see any man that build 3-story building and you cannot account of how you get the money to build 3-story building, you begin to run away from getting close to that environment. You say this one is a ritual, you don't take food from their hand.
A ritualist.
A ritualist. Some of them killed their father, killed their mother, and today where are they? But today it is alarming. It's alarming. It's disturbing. It's something nobody would want to hear. You enter a car, you are afraid. You stand on the road, you are afraid. But if I must come up to say this, what prompts these little children want to become millionaires overnight without working, just by killing a human being you could not create, taking away a life you could not give in the name of money? You discover that they have seen in every angle.
Now, somebody that has the right mindset that thinks, what makes you think if you kill somebody, you remove some parts, I don't know where you're going to take it to, what you are going to manufacture it with, then the next day you now have money without working. Most times, when I travel out of the country, when I'm relaxed, when I'm discussing with some people, I will tell them, I've been here for some days, but I have not seen any young teenager, a white girl, inside the bush where the police went to discover her corpse, that they removed her eyes and her breast. I have never seen, but it's prevalent in Africa. In the morning, you see these people, they go to work. They do their work diligently, with good manners, and they come back. They use buses to go to work. In Nigeria, you see 20-year-old boy driving on the street, and when he's being stopped by the security agency, they will be just laughing. No questioning. They will be smoking inside the car in Nigeria. And I came to discover that it's only in Africa, Nigeria in particular, that we have so many mad people on the street.
When my father, my mother never supported me in it, even if I am right, and somebody comes to report me to my parents, they will surely, deal with me the way I will understand.
Yes.
But today, parents are no longer like that. They see these children as, I don't know how they see them, but they just don't want anything to, to happen to their children. So parents must begin to learn, to train up their children the way they should grow. When they grow, they depart from it. Okay. The religious leaders have failed us. It's a very funny situation. So all hands must be on deck. I will also say that the traditional rulers, our community leaders, have equally failed us. Because they have the opportunity, to talk to their subjects. We should know the type of movie, that we show to the public, especially as these children are growing up. You see somebody in the movie do one or two things, one ritual killing, and then in the next few days, the person is very rich, according to the movie.
Yes, and I thought that's the latest.
Oh my God!
These vehicles are unnumbered.
You don't even know about these vehicles.
Without registration.
All manner of Lexus,
yes.
all manner of GLK,
yes.
Venza, and all that. They don't even register them. They parade the street. As if the security agencies are even working with them. I cannot drive another vehicle on the street. I know how many points they will stop me. Why is this vehicle not registered? But these boys they will travel even as far from here to Abuja with another vehicle. And they will go and they will return. It's a very serious situation. And all hands must be on deck. What is their language? Subscription. They kill people to subscribe, to renew whatever they have done. Just as you subscribe your phone. When your subscription is finished on your phone, you buy a recharge card, to subscribe. But what they do, when they want to renew, they kill another human being to renew one subscription. That's what they do. And our guys are not even helping situation like our father here said. This time around, you talk to any girl on the street, the next thing is, my house rent expired last week. You want to renew house rent. You don't even know how the person you are talking to, how the person is making money.
Yeah.
So it's a very serious situation, and all hands must be on deck. Because if we do not curb it now, it will be very serious within the next 2-3 years. Okay. I am particularly very happy. I want to say that the government of Nigeria plunged us into this situation. The government of Nigeria plunged us into this situation. Because if the environment is conducive enough, if you have a conducive environment to do business, you can make money at least to the extent that you can take care of yourself. But now that you have to provide power for yourself,
You have to provide water for yourself. You have to provide security for yourself. Even as we can. Whereas the primary responsibility of government is the welfare of its citizens. But today, it's as if we do not have a government.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Osahon Obasui, Chairman, National Youth Council, Edo State Chapter. Ambassador Andre Igaloa, you were actually enlightening the public on the causes. What has actually, though it's not an excuse, but you were talking about factors that contributed to this upsurge in ritual killings for money.
Yes. Like I was saying before.
Yes.
If you look at it critically, where all this menace started from is from the home. Most of these children engaged in this ritual killings, they are children of the poor. Few cases are children of the rich because they want to be rich. In a family where you have 5 children that cannot feed themselves, the father is a driver, the mother is a petty trader, and they'll be struggling to feed, to manage. And maybe the boy or the girl, they were hawking, doing some menial jobs. They now graduate, they're now getting to 12, 13 years. The girl now has a breast, or the boy is now, a little bit developed. Then you start thinking of how he will make his own money. That is where the mindset comes in. How do I live this poverty? How do I lift my family from this poverty? And maybe during the process, the mother is sick or the father is sick, no money to buy drugs. Then he will be thinking of something negative. That's where he will meet his peers. Oh, boy, are you going to let your father die? Come, let me teach you. If you do this, you will not make money. Poverty is a disease of its own. If you don't tackle it, it gives you a wrong mindset to do something stupid that you will regret later. That is how it starts. The boys will not go into ritual killings. The girls will not go into prostitution. Mama, don't worry. I will make you better. She will enter the street, start making money. Because the mother couldn't even feed her before she left. When she's coming home with so many goodies and all that, are you going to ask her where you got it from? No. Mama, you couldn't provide. Now I brought. You are asking where I got it from. No parents will do that from a poverty-stricken home. They won't ask. Then the father will not ask. The father has been a bus driver. Today he goes to work. The bus will be packed up. The next day he couldn't work at the mechanic. Your son just brought a GLK. Baba, look at money. Look at a vehicle. You will not ask the boy, go back. No, you welcome the child and bless the child. You wouldn't want to know where they got that money from. So one of the things that we will do is procreating. Gone are the days where one family will have 5 children, 6 children. What are you doing with them? Inside that 5, 6, you already have a boy or a girl. Then what are you doing with the rest? Won't you ask yourself, how am I going to feed them? They will go to school. They will dress them. They will take care of them. Won't you ask yourself? At times they will think, according to somebody will say, Osahawe.
What's the meaning of that?
God will do it. You are procreating without making provision to take it. You are telling me God will do it. It doesn't work like that.
Is that different from miracle alert?
It's almost the same. It's almost the same.
I keep telling them, madam, before you wait for this child, you think this child is an investment. You won't even wait to reap. Because they are too much for you to handle. Before you know, the mother will be depressed, hypertension will come, you will die. And the child will be left astray. So that procreating aspect of it should be reduced. The hospital should enlighten these illiterates when they come for antenatal. Madam, how many children do you have? 1, 2, do you have a boy? Madam, I think I will advise you to stop here after this one. You train them, they will go to school. Enlighten them because they don't know. The southern part of Nigeria is okay. Go to the north. They procreate like lizards. You see them. They say, Salah. No. Gone are the days. That is part of it. Then our parents, like he rightly said, please, talk to your children. Advise them. This being in a hurry to make money syndrome should die down.
Okay.
I was asking a young man the other day, you are happy enough to marry. Why are you not married? He said, bros, where I work, I receive 60,000. And there's a young lady there that we work together. We receive about the same amount. But anytime I try to woo her, she will tell me she wants to fix her hair. And how much is the hair? 100,000. Anytime I try to woo her, she would tell me I should borrow her 20,000. My salary is 60,000. At times she will not pick my call again. What is that? She wants somebody that is rich. Can't you start from somewhere? You are young and let us start. Our parents, they started with one room before they built their houses. I myself, I know where I started from. But these days, you want to marry a girl, if you don't have your own house, the place will be well furnished with a car. How does it work? A young girl of 28 that just started working. This syndrome from our young ladies, they should please beat it down. These demands, because I feel this ritual money that these our youths are making, it ends on the desk of the women.
Yes. How do you mean?
Good. There was a case of a vulcanizer. He was a vulcanizer known along Sakumba Road. The guy left the seat. When he came back, they said he went to Ghana. He came with a Venza. The girl he was eyeing before he left, he went to the girl's place. You saw the girl in front of the car. A vulcanizer. Because if you make money, what do you use it for? Women. In most cases, women. Because they will not answer you, they will not talk to you until you go and bring money.
Okay. Mr. Doy, Allah will come back to you. But Dr. Meka, you must comment on this. The issue of these miracle alerts gives cause for concern. Do you mean religious leaders talk about miracle alert that their members can get money from where? Without working? You need to explain this.
Agbala,
yes.
It's a very strong and deep question.
Yes.
Of course, before my comrade, the youth chairman in a Dorset chapter,
okay,
came in, I made statement regarding to our religious leaders also contributing to this menace.
Yes.
Apart from miracle alert, there are some worship centers you go, you see where they bet all these little children. You see where they keep them for 1 week in the name of fasting and prayer. You see where they do all manner of conjuring. You also go to some religious worship centers. You see where the priests, the pastors, the bishops, the apostles, or whatever you may call them, also encourage these children to go into this ritual, because all their own is when you get, they will get. They can even get bigger than them. It's quite unfortunate that most of these religious leaders have forgotten that judgment starts from the altar. It's quite unfortunate. And when you talk about the miracle alert, I didn't witness it in the Bible, even when Jesus fed how many?
5,000.
5,000 people. It was multiplication of fish and bread. And I believe it was the faith the people have that whatever given to them, no matter how small it was shared to them, they were satisfied. If they give us a bottle of Coke for 4 of us to share, it's not enough. But in as much as in one spirit, we share the Coke with cups. I took it with joy. You took with joy. You took with joy. You took with joy. Nobody will ask you whether you were satisfied with the Coke. But we are all fine, because we communion together with that bottle of Coke, and it become okay for us. It can even remain if we want, for the 5th person to take. And today you see somebody who failed in his school days and could not get a good certificate, trying to see how he can survive. He gets up, call himself and say, God, call him. And then when you call yourself, you will do everything possible to make sure you have what you want. And doing everything possible is to go to an extent. You can just liaise with this man. Most of these things are plan work. Engineer Andrew will be here and said, oh boys, look at what is going to happen now. You have a foreign account. Just transfer this money to Agbalaho. And Agbalago will receive a lot here now.
And shout.
And shout. I got an alert. Look at it.
Okay. In other words, what you are saying is that fake miracle.
Fake miracle. Of course. Because
I really wanted you as a man of God.
No, next thing, whether you wanted me to explain it, that day,
Please, let's listen to Dr.
Look at
Emeka.
this.
Yes.
I wanted to attack Agbalago earlier. Ask me where. He is right here making presentations. And what I love about 60 Minutes Nigeria has always been a forum whereby everybody hear it live and direct. Truth. And my brother will be here because he wants to protest the interest of the organization. And what you see happening, he says, a suspect or a rumor. I don't know where ritual killing becomes a rumor. That the one that happened in Ogoja or in Abuja or in Port Harcourt is social media. Hello. So, in the area of miracle alert, it's fake miracle.
Okay.
Since you and I become Christians from where we started to today, when have you ever been in the church and your pastor stood up and said, somebody here today is going to get an alert of 20,000? Then, and there was power.
Okay. Dr. Emeka, I want to thank you. And I believe that our viewer must have really gained insight into what they call miracle alert and some of these problems bedeviling the society, especially from our religious leaders. Time is not our friend on the program. 60 minutes is a delight that you spent part of your 60 minutes with us on the show. But I want to thank Chairman of the National Youth Council.
Thank you.
Just a quick closing remark, a quick one.
Well, thank you so much. The closing remark is to continue to appeal to our youths to stay calm, to be careful of what they do, to ensure that everything they do is legal. They should try to make money through the right source. Don't go into ritual killings. Don't go into heinous crimes. It will not favor you at the end of the day. Just be yourself, be focused, and just know what you are doing. Get useful to yourself and be useful to the society.
Thank you. Ambassador Eiga, closing remark, quick one.
Yes, I want to advise the youths that ritual killings is not the option to make wealth.
Okay.
It is deceitful. Just do the right thing and be prayerful and be hardworking. You will get there.
Thank you very much. Dr. Emeka, quick one.
Federal government of Nigeria, stop leading your subjects with lies. When you said you are going to provide 20 million jobs to the youths, give 20 million jobs. Religious leaders, leave that planned job. Preach salvation.
Thank you very much, Dr. Emeka. Thanks for being a part of 60 Minutes Nigeria. That's the show. Next week, by God's grace, we'll be looking at another topical issue. My name is Ego Sagmalao.